Morning, everyone. Welcome to Engineering Weekly. I'm Phil Sasser, CTO and co-founder of Market Protocol. Robert, your normal talking head, is not going to be joining us this morning. He's traveling, so unfortunately, you're stuck with me leading the call this morning. He did leave the agenda all set up for us, so I just posted that in the chat, so feel free to grab the agenda from there. And if we just want to go around and start with introductions, Bass, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, sure. My name is Bass Bauman. I'm a full-time Market Protocol team member. Earlier I guess late summer, I was working as a part-time team member, but now I'm excited to say that I'm a full-time member. Pretty pumped about that still. Still fairly new, so had to just say that. And I'm working on business strategy, so I enjoy hopping on these calls with you all to learn more about our product, and that informs our strategy and roadmap, and these things go hand in hand. So thanks for all the work that you guys do.
Thanks, Bass. Yeah, we're really excited that you're on the team with us, and yeah, I'm glad you're able to join us this morning. The Colorado-based team was at the Boulder office yesterday, recording content and just generally kind of hanging out. But also, I think we recorded a lot of content that's going to be posted. I think mainly to Instagram and Facebook. Just the founders as well as the team members just answering questions about Market Protocol and the crypto space in general. So it should be pretty cool when that all comes out. I think the guys doing it did a great job with Jack and Jesse from Crypto Collective. We have one other new team member to announce, which we may as well do since we're on the new team member thread, which is perfect. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Perfect. I've been a contributor to Market Protocol for, I think it's almost a year now. And I'm happy to be joining the team full-time soon.
Awesome. Perfect. Glad to have you. Ivan, do you want to do a quick introduction on the call?
Yeah, sure. So, hello, nice to meet you all. Just decided to drop it into the call and see how these type of projects work, because I'm interested in that. I've been developing with Solidity since about January, and recently, about a month ago, I started a junior engineer position with IDEX. So, yeah, that's mainly it. Nice to meet you guys.
Awesome. Thanks for joining. Love to talk more with you about IDEX in the future also. Any possible integrations and partnerships. Definitely would love to discuss it first. Let's see who else is on the call. Patrick, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Patrick Charles. I'm in Denver. I'm an advisor. I'm working on the call here. Thanks.
Awesome. Glad to hear. Collins, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey guys, this is Collins. I'm one of the co-founders at Market Protocol, and I like joining in to hear what the engineering team's been up to.
Awesome. Glad you're with us. Barbie, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Barbie Elsasser. I work with Market Protocol, mostly on the operations side, like back office kind of stuff. And I'm just here to kind of get an update and understand what's happened over the past couple weeks. I've missed a couple calls, so thanks for having me.
Awesome. Travis, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Travis Mathis. I am a core developer at Market Protocol.
Great. Eswar, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, I'm Ishwar. I'm joining from Bangalore, India. So I've been part of the core team for more than 6 months now. So I majorly work with front-end technologies. Right now I'm working with upgrading Web3 1.0 across all the repos in Market.js.
Awesome, guys. I'm having a little bit of internet trouble, so I apologize if there's a delay or anything like weird on my end. Nitin, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey guys, I'm Nitin. I am part of the core team. I help around with front-end technologies, as well as I'm a product designer. So, yep, that's it.
Is anyone else having trouble hearing Nitin, or is it just on my end?
Yeah, I heard him fine.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not sure what's up with my internet. Hopefully it'll stabilize in a second here. All right, did I forget anyone on the call? I think we've got everyone. So again, thanks for joining us. The agenda is posted in the chat. Robert wanted us to know that it's E-Day, and it looks like E-Day is aimed at recycling electronic components. So that's awesome to hear. There's some stats posted in the link there on the GitHub issue regarding that. We did introductions. So just talk a little bit about the work that's getting done this week and what we're focused on. So really our main goal is releasing a simulated exchange that showcases all the functionality of Market Protocol. And the goal of that exchange is to provide a beta environment for users to be able to trade and understand how these contracts work. So we've been focused very heavily on finishing off the user interface for that and fixing the last few remaining pieces so we can release that very soon to the public to allow for trading to occur on the protocol. So that's really the focus of what the team's been working on. And there's some other tasks as well that have been really important that we're working on, upgrading everything that we're using Web3 library to move to the Web3 version 1.0, so that we're using TypeScript across a lot of our projects. And so we are upgraded our typings to support Web3 1.0 and integration of all the different repos with that. Personally, been focused a little bit on Chainlink and Ethnix there for Chainlink right now. We're working on testing of our Solidity code before it gets propagated up to market.js and then eventually into the DApp. And then Ethnix, we've been just working on some preliminary proof of concept work with their team as well. Robert's been working on the Market API. I'm not too sure the progress on that, so I'm going to skip that. And on the website side of things, some work has been done with SendGrid and just integration with a different mail provider. All right, moving on to the release status. So the end date of this release is October 15th, and you can see the progress in the chart there, as well as some of the scope and points that have been assigned there. It looks like we're tracking pretty well towards our goals. We have a lot of work to get done still, but I think we're chugging along towards that. Let's see. So one thing that we want to bring to everyone's attention on these calls is just anything that we're doing that may be breaking changes that will affect developers that are working on the protocol or our internal team. And I'd love for anyone else to hop in here. I think maybe, Eswar, do you want to talk a little bit about the Web3 1.0 integration and how that's kind of affecting different pieces of the project?
Sure, Phil. Like, you want to first proceed with the protocol, or like, do you want me to kind of jump into it?
I'm sorry, you broke up for me. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, do you want me to directly proceed with the Web3 stuff that I'm working on, like, and what might be the breaking changes, or you want to first go ahead with the protocol breaking changes?
Yeah, just discuss the upgrade to Web3 1.0 and kind of how that's, I guess, breaking things up the chain and what to expect as you move forward with that integration.
Sure. So yeah, so we basically kind of use a type chain project. So since market.js is completely written in TypeScript, we wanted typings for the market protocol contracts. So we were using TypeChain project for that. So recently they started supporting Web3 1.0 as a target in order to generate typings for the Solidity contracts. So yeah, first thing, breaking changes over the type chain is like there's a lot of difference between earlier they were using their own typings compared to now Web3 1.0 provide its own API typings. So there's already a types of /Web3 repo in the definitely type. So you can jump in and check out the contract APIs that are predefined over there, and TypeChain is just replicating those existing APIs and just generating a contract out of the generating the typings out of the Solidity contracts. So that's number one, like top level breaking of the changes that happens. So like after that, like inside market.js right now, majorly functionality wise, there shouldn't be much of breaking changes. It's just that the way we use way the Web3 0.20 versus Web3 1.2 initializes a contract and its underlying async functions that are there, how are they being called, and the callbacks use cases. So majorly around the internal functional coding, there will be like implementation changes that are there. But if someone is kind of integrating with market.js externally, there shouldn't be like much of the breaking changes, probably like just a type changes here and there, because starting Web3 1.2, everything is kind of either a number or a string, and mostly they are encouraging strings. Even if they are like big numbers and all, they kind of don't support right now. So, and I don't think like even Web3 1.0 APIs in the future might support big number as a type. So a few things like this are like the changes, but market.js, I mean like whichever library you're using, you can kind of typecast the string to big number, and like that should be pretty simple to do. So yeah.
Great, thanks for that info. It's really helpful. I'm excited to get that 1.0 integrated everywhere. Should simplify a lot of things. It's a lot of nice functionality they've released in that. All right. One other thing that we've been working a lot on is in the simulated exchange, we want people to be able to trade against a bot that's providing liquidity. So obviously in a beta environment, it may be really hard for us to get enough liquidity for end users to trade against one another. So we've created a bot that provides signed orders to the contracts in a simulated exchange to allow users to trade. And recently we finally end-to-end finished the functionality to allow that to occur. So Travis is going to give us a little demo of that functionality in the simulated exchange, showing a trade occurring.
Good morning. All right, let me share my screen. We won't forget. I'm going to make it a habit to not forget. Just do that. All right, so this morning we're just going to show continued progress, mostly on the simulated exchange. Last week we had a few components still left to wrap up. I don't believe the charts were completed, and we definitely didn't have timestamps, and we didn't have any of my fills section. And so last week we really focused on just tying up the loose ends and then starting to squash bugs and start polishing. And there's some things I've noticed this morning as well that are still hanging out there in I think we have the next week. So by next week, we hope to have everything really dialed in, all the little polished things, and then we'll be turning our focus, I believe, towards connecting everything up to the socket server, so all of the updates and things happen in real time without refreshes and that good stuff. And that'll be the final stretch. So we're getting there. So first thing I'm going to demo today is the newest main feature, the ability to fill orders from the liquidity bot that we're providing to the Sim Exchange. And so,
love the site, by the way.
We'll buy some Omise Go here, and then you can see I already have some collateral deposited into this contract, and I've made some orders here previously, and you can see that my net position is currently, and there's some bugs here in the UI, and based on which color and which direction this should be pointing, since I actually made a purchase here, this is a buy order, which since I bought it from the liquidity bot, it's showing the order itself is a sell order. So it looks like I made a sell, but it will take care of those little things in the future. And so you can see my net position over all of my fills, since I've sold twice here into buy orders for 10, and I bought 13 OMIs Go. We have a net position currently of 3 OMIs Go. So we'll go ahead and fill this order here for 19. And we're going to buy 19 more OMG. And the process is much nicer. And as you can see, we have this contract here. And if we watch it over here on Rinkeby, we'll see a transaction process and everything now. We've abstracted away that big JSON. If you've been following for the past several weeks, we've abstracted away that JSON blob, and we're handling everything for you through the UI. We are going to bring that ability back so that users can share that JSON blob with others. I think the plan is for open orders, any orders you create, to have a ability to copy that JSON blob so that you can share it, tweet it out, do whatever you want. And then we also have the ability to cancel our open orders now. This is a little bonus. I forgot that we added this in over the last couple of weeks, but you'll see that even though this transaction happens off chain, we do have the ability to blacklist the open order so that even though you've signed the transaction, it can't be filled into the future. And you'll notice that we canceled an order and it kind of disappeared. So things are happening. You can now, soup to nuts, start to finish, deploy a market contract, deposit collateral and withdraw collateral from that contract, fill an order against that contract, and see all of your different positions, trades, the trade history of the contract. So if we actually go back to our contract now, I believe our transaction is still not completed. It failed, actually. That's odd. I have not had one actually fail yet. That's the first time I've seen that, so I'm not sure why that transaction failed.
It's guaranteed to happen.
Yeah, for sure. Let's try again. Let's try to fill another. So I have a net position. We'll buy 20 more OMIs Go. I have plenty of collateral. Possibly, let's just make this 3 and we'll bump the gas limit to 900,000 just to be safe and make sure there's no weird gas limit issues. And then we'll wait for our transaction to quietly process. One more time. Hopefully this one will work.
Poor Travis.
That's the beauty of live demos. Something is always guaranteed to go wrong.
Right. While that's processing, does anyone have any questions on anything that Travis is talking about, or any questions on the UI and the exchange, or how this is all working?
No questions right now. Just love the look of it all.
Well, I don't know why our transactions are failing today. It's really interesting, though, that even though I set it to 900, it almost maxed it out, even though before it did the same thing at like 392. It actually used 886K this time. All
right, well, we'll obviously debug these and figure out what's going on. Yeah. Is there anything else that you wanted to demo besides that portion of it, Travis?
I think that's it. I was really hoping to see the transaction go through. I mean, I've made trades here. This is all done through the UI, so I'm really, really confused as to why the transactions are failing this morning. But we'll definitely look at that. And hopefully by next week, we'll have an actual trade complete with all of the little bugs tied in. And everything should be really tied up as far as UI and user experience goes by next week, I would say. So we have that to look forward to on the next call. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thanks again, Travis. I'm guessing that we haven't deployed the new contracts that had the accounting issue from previously, so it could definitely have to do with that also.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, this has never made it actually to deployment yet. So anyways, we can worry about that today. I guess we have some stuff to work on. Cool. So thanks for everyone for going through that with us. I mean, the live demos are always interesting. You know, this functionality that we're working on this week, and certainly hasn't been really put through a lot of testing. So it's always a propensity for things to break, which is good because we want to be able to debug them before we put them out to the public for use. So it's really great, actually, that we're finding issues internally before we release it.
I get more worried when we're building something for the very first time and we have no issues. There's no issues, then I'm really concerned. I'm like, okay, when's the wheels coming off?
Yeah, I saw you guys chatting in Discord this morning about the time issue or the timestamp issues, and I just saw those in the UI. So maybe it's. I was like, did he just fix this like instantly before?
No, we haven't fixed it yet because I think the problem isn't actually in our code. I think the problem is within the library we're using to render out the components, and so poor Nitin's got some definite work ahead of him, or we just need to drop. I guess the easiest way to test it would be to render the timestamps without the component into the UI and see if we have the same problem. And that would definitely finalize the answer of whether it's us or them. And I hate blaming other people for bugs in my app, but at this point, I feel like it is because the data is always correct on our side. And it's only ever incorrect when it comes out of their component. And that tells me that it's like in there somewhere without being, and I've tracked it all the way up to their component and all the way out, and it only breaks coming out of their component. So to me, it's going to be on them. I'm pretty confident it is, but I'm not 110% confident, like 98. So
thanks, Travis, for taking time to debug that.
And also it works like some of the time, which tells me it's some type of weird race condition in the way they're taking the data in from us and setting state in their component and then returning the state to us. And I've seen this in the past in older versions of React. They've kind of made it so it's a lot harder to have this issue. And I think the table component that AntD is using, because they're using a library within their library to do tables. They're not even doing tables themselves. And I think that component is using an older version of React, which had more like race condition issues than React 16 does. And because they've cleaned up how rendering takes place in the order of priorities and things of that nature. So I think that's where our problem lies. But this call kind of broke in and stopped the flow. So
awesome. All right. So I think that's all of the demos that we have for today. And we just have some, we don't have any discussion topics that are on the agenda, but happy to bring anything up that anyone would like to discuss, questions, comments, and any feedback also, either on the call or things you see going on in our development environments that can help us to improve the experience from a user's perspective or a developer's experience as well. This would be a great time for that kind of conversation.
Quick question for you guys. Are you all on the Colorado blockchain Slack?
I personally am. A lot of our team is based in Colorado, so some of them probably are. But there's only about 3 or 4 of us in Colorado right now.
Okay. I was just wondering because I'm on there because I know I have a friend of mine who's from Colorado, so I like being on there. But I just want to make sure.
Thanks for that, Ivan. I'm actually going to join right now.
All right, cool. I'll put a link here to the Slack.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, it's an awesome forum for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty active too.
Yeah. Ivan, I'm one of the organizers of Boulder Blockchain, which is
cool.
a pretty active meetup in the area. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, nice.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Any other feedback or comments or just general discussion?
Sorry.
All right. Well, I want to thank everyone
sorry,
for.
Phil. Took me.
Sure, go ahead.
Sorry, Phil. Took me a second here. Dan Matthews here. I just wanted to say hi to everybody again. I've been doing a little bit of work in the background. It's taken me a little while to work out how to get back on this call from my new location in Croatia and some unstable internet and phone issues. So I'm glad to be back and look forward to being on the call regularly.
Awesome, Dan. I'm glad you joined us. Sorry if I missed you during introductions. I'm not sure I saw. Maybe you joined later or I didn't see you, but
I was a little late. Yeah.
Awesome. Appreciate all your hard work on the SendGrid stuff that we're working on right now and just your continued help with the project. It's been wonderful.
Happy to be here.
All right. So if there's not anything else, I'm going to go ahead and conclude the call today. Really appreciate all the input and the demos and everyone joining us for our call.
Good to see you guys. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.